Yeah, YouTube and everyone. I'm not going to put my face up for this one, eh? So I wanted to apologise for the way I was acting. Basically, it's not aggression, it's frustration. I know the information that sources presented me is the most valuable information for anyone out there trying to reach their path to enlightenment, to find their way back to understand what it is to be spirit and have unconditional love for all of creation, and understand why creation is exactly the way it is, and the design behind it all that then releases all these indoctrination programs of these stereotypical things, like good and bad, and you can't do that because that says that's a sin, and this is all the mindset of what's created by the conscious mind. And this is not the real reality when you understand where it really gets to. When I explain to people, the easiest for me to explain how much of a free thinker I am is when we look at something, most people will say, what's in that box and stuff like that, right? I want to know how the box got there, who created the box, what was the intent behind the box being there in the first place, and what was the thought of the box even being there in the design of what it was actually created as. And this is what this book does. It does not give you a rundown or it does give you a rundown on the construct itself in the physical, to explain to you how consciousness has always been using the thought initiative program of a singularity within the collective to actually manifest these messages to us, to give us the full understanding of what it is and what everything has always been about. But we've been so blindsided and removed away from understanding what everything truly is, and to the reverse psychological program from being a child kicks back in later on in life, and then you go, wow, I knew that. That's not how that should have been. And then it takes you on that conspiracy path, like I said before. Many people that are seeking to become awakened as spirit inside of their avatar from the outside, they're reminded through conspiracy that everything is just a fabrication. And it gets right down to the biggest conspiracy, which I reveal in the book anyway. And basically, the reason why I got so frustrated is because I know if you sat there and you can read from the beginning to the end, your whole ideology and perception of reality will change for the better. And I know it will make you feel absolutely amazing because it reminds you of who you truly are. And it is nothing that we've been led into the mainstream to believe. It is nothing that underground talk about. It is just factual information from source, and it can be proven. And this is why I push it so much, because as soon as more and more and more and more, like there's heaps that grabbed it now, but I'm talking thousands and millions of people, as soon as everyone can grab it and read it and get to the realization of what it is to be truly enlightened as you look at this world and the condition that it is right now, you can love it. And you can love it without having any fear. And you remove all these fears, remember? Everything that's negative inside of this physical construct, it feeds on negative vibration. Just like the so-called reptilians feed off negative and stuff like that. It's all we got to do is start to understand how to manifest that negative in a positive manner. And this is what the book also teaches. So I'd like to say to Tony Sir out there from WA, I heard that the book was mentioned on the radio, mate, and I heard that you yourself are actually into learning about consciousness. I'm going to say Deepak Chopra and maybe a few other things about the chakras, and going back into the Hindi studies and stuff like that, and maybe even learning about venemas and stuff like that, going right back into stuff like that. But in reality, mate, this is the wake up of what's happened to me. I've left this physical construct, and I've been revealed all the information, as crazy as it sounds. But I do suggest that you check out the book. I do have a neighbour that's known me and my family for all of our life, basically, and he himself is also getting right into the book himself when he himself studies consciousness. So it's a great thing to see that Source's information resonates with so many and reminds them of what we really are. Because in this path that we are, and this path to enlightenment that we all seek, there are so many diversions and distractions that always try to remain and bring you back into the physicality of the mind. And when you're only seeing physical, you can't even understand to see what really exists around you, because that program sets and then that's it. If you try to reach the spirituality, the physical will always fight you to bring you back into being physical only. It's the true enlightenment that destroys physical. And this is the reason why the world at the moment isn't fully enlightened, because we have masters, well, controllers that seek to gain by controlling us, but actually reveal the truth through the laws of duality in our face. And we have a set path to enlightenment that we've got to endure through hardships and everything like that for many. But at the end of the day, what you're getting right now is the information from source direct to come to you inside of the matrix, so you can have a physical manual, which, I mean, what's the best way for anyone to describe anything in this manual? An ebook that can be closed down by electricity, or a physical manual where you can read at your own pace, understand at your own pace, and get that awareness level raising each time that you pass through each chapter, and realize that the awareness around you starts to change more and more and more and more and more, until you remember what it is to be that full spirit inside of the physical avatar, and what everything really is. And that truth, the truth of everything is nothing is existent, but all it is a daydream, basically, that we as spirit continue all the time, all towards a agenda of trying to make us all realize what it is to return to spirit, so we can find who is ready and who isn't. And this is what the whole construct is about, and this is what the game is really all about. And within the 370 pages in this book, what we do is we go right down to explain to you what you were before you come into this physical reality, how you come into this physical reality, what was all about when you first come into this physical reality, how you indoctrinated throughout your life that changed all of your understandings towards what you actually knew when you first come into the matrix, and now how we get further on later into life, that we get the reverse psychological programs hit us, and we can understand the full design of everything from creation as source really intended it to be for us as the true sons of God inside the matrix, to get our realization of what it is to return to the Father, or the pure source of consciousness and the creator of all of existence. All right, everybody. Thanks very much. Peace and love. And like I said, I'm only frustrated because from the bottom of my heart, I just want to wake this world. And I know that no one else has this information, because it's only one of a kind. And when you get the book, you'll realize that. And it's the biggest wake up that I can give anyone in this world, you know. It's the biggest gift that I can give unconditionally from my soul to the rest of this planet, for everyone else out there to understand what it is again to be the true form of what you are, and not live through this misery, not live through all these fear indoctrinations, not live through all of these programs that do nothing but tell you that you're not special. Because in reality, we are the most special divine creations of all of existence, and this is what we all have to remember, instead of just being pushed aside and being called an accident by science. So, peace, love, and respect all, and I hope everyone's well. Hey everyone, if you suffered through the Mandela effect, we'll get it now. We've opened up a merch shop right now, and there's one source of one. And these t-shirts show you that you've been affected by the Mandela effect, but you're not hiding it, and you're willing to show it to anyone out there to explain that you are affected and you shifted dimension. These shirts come from urban style, from the urban Jedi, all the way to spirit clothing. Spirit clothing, show exactly what you are on the inside, on the out. Hey